game time decisions, the strategies and small margin situations that are going to decide this huge game between Ohio State and Michigan Ann Arbor on Saturday. I'm going to go first because I've been talking about this all week, and I'm just going to repeat it. Ohio State's red zone touchdown percentage has to be what it's been the last few weeks and not what it was early this season. Ohio State has to get in the red zone, first of all, and then it has to convert those into touchdowns. I'm not saying all the time, but right now, these past few weeks, after being more in like the 50% range for the bulk of this season, they've been up more like 70-ish. Like, if they can score touchdowns on 2/3 of their red zone possessions and get field goals on those other possessions, assuming they're getting enough of them, that might be enough to win this game. What they can't do is go up there and just consistently leave 4 points on the field every time they get in the red zone. And Michigan is the best red zone defense in the country statistically in terms of how many red zone possessions they even allow and how many times opponents turn those into touchdowns. I just think it's a massive, massive part of this game that Ohio State's going to have to win. Andrew, what's your game time decision?
No surprise. How is the offensive line going to do? How is the offensive line going to handle Michigan's front, specifically that interior of Ohio State's offensive line, the interior of Ohio State's offensive line against the interior of Michigan's defensive line? Kind of going into what Nathan was saying about the red zone, this is a big deal. Like, if Ohio State can't get a push in the red zone, that's where you turn touchdowns into field goals, and that's how you lose games like this. That's how you lose games when you go to the red zone 3 or 4 times and you emerge with 9 points, with 12 points. That's how you lose games. You need to keep Kyle McCord clean. You can't have the pocket collapse on him. You've got to create an environment for Kyle McCord where he is not rushed, where he is not forcing things, where he is not doing things out of his comfort zone, because that's where I think you get in trouble. This offensive line has improved remarkably, I think, since week 1, and they've gotten better steadily over the course of this season. The last couple of weeks, Minnesota, Michigan State, we haven't really seen a great outfit from these defensive lines. Now is the test. Now is we're going to see how good this offensive line has gotten and how good they really are, because Ann Arbor is going to be a problem for them if they can't. So Michigan's 2 interior defensive linemen, Jenkins and Graham, they're big bodies, and Ohio State's got to move them off the line or else they're going to be in for a long day.
Our biggest concern about this offensive line was that they would get in big games against good defensive lines, and that would prohibit them from using their weapons in the pass game. And the best example of it this season was they got on the field against Penn State. Marvin Harrison Jr. still had a big game. And I think however that looks, however it shakes out, if you can still do that, you're giving yourself a good chance to beat a really good team. Steven, your game time decision.
Yes, defensively. It's where is Sonny Styles? And I think they knew the answer to that question in this game before Lathan Ransom's injury. And now Lathan Ransom's probably not playing on Saturday. And so now it's a decision Jim Knowles is going to have to make snap by snap by snap, depending on what Michigan is doing. When they throw that 7 offensive lineman formation out there, where's Sonny Styles? If they're in a traditional 11 personnel set, where's Sonny Styles? 12 personnel, where's Sonny Styles? 13. Every play, where is Sonny Styles? And then who is the other DB on the field with him? Or is it a linebacker? Do you play Tommy Eichenberg, Cody Simon, and Steel Chambers together? Is it Jihad Carter back at Bandit so you can put Sonny Styles back at nickel? Is Jordan Hancock just your nickel and you're just trying to expect? But this is the game right here. I did this with Travion Henderson in our outrageous predictions video. I'm doing it here too. This is the game just because of how Michigan's offense runs, where everything that you think Sonny Styles is supposed to be for Ohio State should start to show up. Whether it's putting him out the line of scrimmage, putting him in the box, having him as the deep safety, whatever you want to do with Sonny Styles, this should be the game where all options are on the table for Jim Knowles. So that's the one thing I'm going to be watching, because Michigan does so much formationally. Where is Sonny Styles on a given down and a given distance?
I think it's huge, and I think the thing that's interesting is you just listed off a bunch of different options. So the Ohio State has plenty of ways it can try to match up. It just has to find the best way fast, because Michigan can take advantage if they don't. Come back after the game for the Buckeye Talk podcast, where we'll be talking about how much of all these things came to fruition and what they meant for this game. And get the text 614-350-3315. It's a 2-week free trial. It's only $3.99 a month after that, but 2-week free trial. You sign up for that before the game, and everything that we see and hear and everything else right before the game, as far as who's on the field, who's warming up, what's it feel like in there, it's going to be coming to your phone from cleveland.com.